Rusty repairs the railway that winds through the mountains on the island of Sodor. The little diesel checks that the tracks, tunnels, and bridges are all in good working order.
Yes, sir. Our little orange box is one of the finest little diesels around. He's one of the most sensible engines on the island of Sodor. Whether it be helping other engines or making sure the lines are clear, you can always count on Rusty. That new theme we're hearing isn't bad either. However, Rusty found something that was bad. Another wooden bridge.
There are cracks in the supports, he said.
Ooh, that could be dangerous,
cried Rusty.
It might fall down if it's not repaired.
And they hurried off to warn the other engines. The engines were waiting for their coal when Rusty arrived.
And it was there he told them about the wooden bridge that was too dangerous to cross. Unfortunately, Michael Brandon still can't get his voice consistent. Luckily, everyone was there because it would be difficult to try and find everyone later when things are busy. But of course, one banana-colored engine did not agree with Rusty. And being that there's only one yellow narrow gauger, it's not like I need to say who. Thankfully, Rusty went to the head honcho anyway.
Rusty hurried down the mountain to tell Sir Topham Hatt the bad news. Thank you, said Sir Topham Hatt. I'll send engineers to investigate the bridge. Meanwhile, nobody is to use it. Rusty's driver put up a sign, line closed.
Ah, that was schmott. At least they'll stop any knuckle buffers from being stupid. Hopefully nobody is that silly to do that. I'm just glad Top Hat just shut it down instead of thinking about it. Sometimes even he can be a little neglectful. Unlike old Duncan, who didn't refill on coal soon enough.
Meanwhile, Duncan needed more coal to get home. But when he arrived at the coal bunker, it was empty. Bother, I won't get home without more coal. Where's the nearest bunker?
Thanks to Skarloey, he spoiled it by telling him it was on the same line as the condemned wooden bridge. So because they needed it, and were curious, they went further down the line. Did anyone catch Duncan's new theme, though? It's not the rowdy original theme, but it still sounds grumpy, which fits him well.
When they got to the junction, Duncan's driver removed the sign, and they set off towards the bridge. This was a big mistake.
Really? Really? Duncan's driver is so stupid. This is twice now he's thought things wouldn't be no big deal, just like not waiting for the brake van for the elephant statue. Not to mention Duncan gets spooked from season 5. I think he's had enough bad luck with old bridges. But sure, let's go forward anyway. What could possibly happen?
He had used up all his coal. What's that? He asked nervously. His driver looked out. The old wooden bridge was starting to collapse.
I tell you, we got some real smart people on this railway. Literally and not so literally. Thankfully, Skarloey also opened his big mouth and told Rusty about Duncan disobeying his warning. Miraculously, Rusty sped those wheels like he was in a great race and made it over there to Duncan. His top speed must have been like 40 miles an hour. And off he goes, folks.
Hold on,
said Rusty.
Woo!
Shouted Duncan. The little diesel pulled him off the bridge, just in time.
Don't use the old wooden bridge, said Rusty. It's dangerous.
A little late to tell him now, but yeah, he's darn lucky it held up until the very moment they got off. That's like reverse physics. Having 2 railway engines on it is no issue, but the weight of air? Well, that's just too much. I just want to know why Duncan's crew is still standing on the bridge. Man, those 2 guys seriously can't think straight. But Top Hat knew who to blame. Duncan, because that makes perfect sense, as usual.
That was very irresponsible.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. And Rusty, you were very brave. Oh, thanks.
Yes, Rusty, you are a really useful engine.
Thank you, sir.
Rusty felt very reliable, too.
He should, because he hasn't done anything wrong, like 100%. He almost didn't help when he first met Duncan in Rock and Roll in Season 4, but he did, so he still has done no wrong. unless you consider rescuing Stepney as contraband from Rusty to the Rescue of the same season. That may be grounds for doing something bad, even though no one really considers it that, not even Top Hat. But this just proves again Duncan can't stay out of his own way, and Rusty's still got his back no matter how many times he disobeys him. He truly has to learn sometime. Obviously not yet. Amazing, considering that's twice now Duncan has had a scary incident on a bridge. Duncan's also lucky Top Hat hasn't decided to downsize his funnel yet. He just keeps getting away with crap. Locations did not have anything new to see, really. The Skarloey Railway Depot was second most featured this time, with the old wooden bridge being the main set to be shown and destroyed, even though it was shown briefly in Rheneas and the roller coaster. But that's not all. Fans also got to see the first wooden bridge that Skarloey had his little mishap on. I think it's best we steer clear of these wooden bridges for now. Reminds me of Toby's bad luck in Toby's Tightrope of Season 3, and Toby and the Flood of Season 5. It's time to upgrade infrastructure, Sodor. Music was also enjoyable with Rusty and Duncan's new theme. Both were nice little pieces. Now, on to our last episode of this season. Next episode is 3 Cheers for Thomas. Thanks for watching.